So I've mentioned to you, we've had a couple of episodes of this podcast so far, and one of the things that keeps coming up is like fundamentally the business model for publishers, right? Because I guess from my experience, now this might be different for like larger, bigger publications, but on the smaller, more independent side of things, a lot of them seem to be like the model seems to be they're getting grants, or they're maybe predominantly ad based if they're lucky to have that volume, or in sort of many cases, which I find really weird, is that they're all like it's a charity kind of a thing, right? Okay. It's either like a charitable trust maybe, or one or two very philanthropic donors, and then if I
think it's a lot more common in the US.
But the US and the UK are the two places I've seen it the most. It doesn't seem to happen so much in Ireland, but also like Ireland is a much smaller market generally. Europe, I guess, outside the Anglophone market, I don't have that much experience or visibility, so it's hard for me to say. But certainly in the Anglosphere, it seems to be like the two, like you said, the US is definitely by a mile the largest place that happens. But also it seems to happen in the UK as well. And so I'm just wondering, how does that come into your sphere about trying to help people with their business model, first of all, especially if they, like you say, they come to you and they haven't even had that thought process.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I think support models still need to have that process, have that thought of what am I giving to readers who support us that sets them apart from readers who don't support us. Okay. Because ultimately, let's look at The Guardian as an example. I know that's a very unique supporter model, and not every supporter model looks like The Guardian's.
Yeah, when you say supporter model, just for the audience,
donations,
crowdfunded, basically.
Or donations. So the idea is you give what you can. They'll likely never be blocking with a paywall. So they depend on maybe their most engaged, perhaps they're those that can support them.
Right.
In order to provide journalism to anyone. Mm-hmm. And The Guardian doesn't block us. We have like a banner on the bottom of the screen on the homepage. They have inserts at the bottom of articles. They have plenty of marketing campaigns across the website. Yeah. But they've recently launched their, I think it's their app that's got a paywall on it.
Okay.
And so you have to be a supporter in order to access that. And I think it's their food app, okay, or something, one kind of special area of interest is now paid. And so basically what they're finding from an external perspective and from having them at some of our events is that actually the next step is how do they get supporters to continue to support them, right, but also get value from supporting them.
Yeah.
Because ultimately you support them, but you still have access to the same things that everyone else does. And there's a difference between making journalism available to all and continuing to get support and provide value to your supporters so that then they come back and continue to support you.
Yeah.
So I think ultimately the perfect balance in this situation is a generalist open website in terms of no paywall, okay, but there still needs to be benefits for your supporter. You still need to have a product that you're selling that you have access to by supporting. Yeah. And one of the biggest things that many of these supporter models have is more of a membership. So instead of it being sold as subscription, which seems quite like product based,
yes,
membership is all about the community, the people, and how you can benefit from other Guardian readers. And you sure, take it as almost a sense of belonging, like proudly, I'm a Guardian supporter.